Good afternoon from beautiful Miami. My name is Mariam Isa Al Ali Zastapel. I put God first. This is my story, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is a service of something bigger than who I am.
Yes, and my name is Alexander Zastapel. My purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence.
And guys, this is a Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. Dubai time. We bring to you a topic that is related to your life and to your business. First, we take full responsibility for not tuning in on time. There were certain things that happened as glitches, but hey, the shows must go on. With that, guys, one thing we'd like to go ahead and start with is get a paper and a pen. You will need it today because we're going to be talking about a topic that maybe it's not comfortable for many, but it needs to be talked about. So today's topic is overcoming false knowledge. False knowledge, Maria. Is there a false knowledge? We will find out.
You're going to decide for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because whatever is true for you is based on what you observe, experience, and see, right? And this is actually we're going to be bringing to you like a teaching from the 10x Super Life course that Alex and I run for our accountability group, and we'd love for you to also join us on that as well. So should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I would love for Mariam to start.
Yeah. So in the 10x Super Life course, Grant mentions 5 reasons why someone doesn't have a 10x life. And one of these 5 reasons is literally the fact that we don't have the right knowledge. We have wrong definitions of some kind. You right now, you have some kind of false knowledge as we speak. How do I know that? Let me ask you a question, and you can answer it for yourself. Have you been taught something growing up, and then later on in your life, you were like, wow, whatever my parents taught me, whatever my friends taught me, whatever my teachers taught me, it's not true. It's not true at all, right? And then you didn't know what to do after that. So this is an example of having some kind of a wrong definition of something. And when you have a wrong definition of something, you're going to start building up your life on an information that is a very cracky foundation, right? So
yeah,
go ahead.
I just want you all to think of something real quick here that you have learned in the past, but later on you found was false. That's what we mean by false knowledge. And I really just want you to become aware that there are things in your past that you have learned were completely wrong. And by knowing that, you might come to the conclusion that there are some other things that you have false knowledge on. So overcoming those false knowledges, like those false things that are in your life, is going to be crucial, because if you have false data, then you cannot go the right way, right? If you have false data about yourself, then you're going to be going in the wrong direction with yourself, right? Like it's just a false direction. So I want you to all think about something right now. Like I want you to think about something in your past. Maybe it was something really deep and meaningful that you thought for a very long time was very true, and then later on you found that it was false. One very common one is saving money, right? Saving your money. Grant talks about this all the time. Grant Cardone. Saving your money, save your money, save your money, save your money. Who benefits from saving money? Why don't you learn how to multiply your money? That's a different way of thinking. It is data that is going to get you much further, because if you just keep on saving, it's not going to multiply very fast at a 0.3 interest rate in the bank, right? And maybe interest rates are a little bit more, but they aren't as high as inflation. So it can't even keep up with the printing of the dollar. It's a losing game is what I'm telling you right now. Okay. A lot of games that you are playing right now are losing games.
Right.
Because you were told to play that game.
Right.
The middle class game.
Right.
The average game. The average way of thinking game. Look where that is getting you right now. Like actually analyze your life right now. Look at where that's getting you. It's not going very far, is it? Look at your bank account. Do you like your bank account right now? Do you like the way your credit cards look like right now? Okay. If you do not like that, then I promise you have some false knowledge. You have some false knowledge.
Wow, 100%. Another example of that, this is about money. How about life in general? I'll share a story. When I was 10 or 11 years old, I was talking to our Islamic teacher, was giving us some information, and she was telling us, oh, we are the best. Do not hang around. Guys, I'm going to be very honest here. Do not hang around Jews. Don't hang out around Christian, or Christian people are bad. And my nature.
And Miriam grew up Muslim, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm grew up Muslim, right? And I know my religion is not about hate. That's just to put an information there.
Yes.
So my teacher was giving us false knowledge, and my nature refused that. I'm like, because I had some conflicting data in my mind, so I literally raised my hand and I asked my teacher. I'm like, my mom passed away when I was 4.5, and Lisa, my nanny, took care of me. Lisa is Christian. Is Lisa bad? Imagine, like I'm a kid and I'm trying to get answers. The teacher literally told me, get out from the classroom. Go stand outside as a punishment, because I started to challenge her in something I feel it's wrong. And again, this is an example, guys. Like many of us, we have data about money, about life, about relationship, about other groups of people, but have we actually done our own research? Have we actually talked to, like, for example, someone says, oh, Muslims are like that. Have you spoken to a Muslim, a real one, not an extremist? Because there is so many different, groups.
Right.
So the idea is many of us have grown with certain like false knowledge, whether it's about money, about people, about other groups. So how many false knowledge, how many wrong definitions you have in your mind right now? And today we're going to go through some of them. We're going to go through some of them. And maybe it's not going to be easy for you, or maybe some of you guys will think it's doesn't make sense. I grew up with that data and maybe it's not comfortable. Good. It means that you are stretching and you are trying to find answers for yourself. Before I head it to you, Alex, Napoleon Hill said, the devil cannot control someone who can think for yourself. So the minute you start thinking for yourself, congratulations on that, because not everybody is actually willing to go to that side and start to think for themselves and see how much of what I know is true and how much of what I know is actually not true, and I need to go ahead and replace and relearn that specific data.
Yeah, if you got your notepad in front of you, write that down. The devil cannot control someone who can think for themselves. It's Napoleon Hill. And what I have learned is to use my own thoughts. Look to, obviously people are going to influence you, but look to always have my own thoughts. Right. Like my own considerations, my own ideas, right? Like if someone tells me a good idea, I'm going to listen to them, but I'm going to make it my own. I'm not going to just copy them, right? Even if it's word for word, I'm still making it my own.
Right.
I hope that makes sense to all of you. Like you all have the power to have your own control and your own thoughts. But what you allow other people to do is influence you and tell you false data, false knowledge. Miriam was talking about how our teacher said that all Jews and Christians are bad, right? And I was told the same thing as a Christian growing up. I grew up Christian, right? And I was told that all Muslims are terrorists, that by a lot of people, okay?
Right.
For all my Muslim friends, is that true? Obviously not. And I would encourage my Christian friends, my Muslim, white, black, I don't care, all of my friends to go and challenge all of these things that you were told. Right? The things that don't actually really make sense, right? Because a lot of these things don't actually make sense if you really think about it. Like it just didn't make sense to me that billions of people are going to burn in hell.
Right.
Just because of a religion that they are. Just
right.
because of that one thing. They could have like literally saved millions of people's lives, but because they were that, they're going to hell anyways. I'm like, wow, that doesn't really make any sense. So I started challenging these things. I started questioning these things. I started becoming curious, okay? And the reason for that is because none of it ever made any sense to me. And I wanted to go find out for myself. And what I found out is I ended up marrying a Muslim, And it's the best thing that I ever did, right? I found out, and I went to Dubai. I found out that everybody there that I met was amazing, right? I went to the Middle East and I found out that it was absolutely incredible. All the people are great people over there, but not everybody, of course, but like everyone that I met and came into encounter with was great, like a great person, right? And they all wanted to, host me in their homes. They all wanted to bring me over for dinner, have these big feasts for my Muslim friends and over in the Middle East.
Arab thing.
Exactly.
We love hospitality. My goodness.
Yeah.
Like the way we do it, we just love taking care of people. This is something we really, really, really love to do. 100%.
Yeah. And once you go figure out those things for yourself, you're like, oh wow, they're not trying to terrorize me. They're trying to give me a ton of food and dinner and a 6-course meal. I'm like, this doesn't sound anything like I've heard. And I'm like, wow, everything that I was told was BS.
Right.
And I'm like, what else is wrong that I was told?
Mm-hmm.
What else was I influenced on that is completely BS, right? What other things are wrong that I'm thinking right now? Like I'm always challenging things that are probably wrong. Because guys, we've been wrong in the past. We said that airplanes couldn't fly. Like 100 years ago, 150 years ago, we said that it was impossible for a machine in the air to fly. And now it happens thousands of times, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of times a day. Right? Like there's planes everywhere. And back in the day, they said that wasn't possible. And people were even put in prison for thinking outside the box. And like, I think it was Galileo was put in prison because he said the earth was actually not flat.
And it's not the center of the universe.
And it's not the center. That's what it was. It's not the center of the universe. He's put in prison. Yeah. Okay. And comes to find out he was right.
Yeah. So what we actually think is right, that is not right. Or what we think is wrong is actually right.
Yeah.
Like, did we actually look? Alex looked. Alex questioned. And by the way, guys, questioning doesn't mean that you don't believe.
Exactly.
When, for example, I'm not questioning God, but if I want answers from God, it's not like I don't believe in God. I do 100%. He exists. He's my creator. He's the one who gave me my soul. He's the one who gave me my purpose. I believe in that. I'm a person of faith. But at the same time, I wouldn't say, let me question God. I'm asking questions because when I have answers to these questions, I have more conviction. So there is nothing wrong with looking and asking questions.
Yeah. And like your beliefs are your belief systems. Like you don't have to challenge that. Like you don't have to 100%. Don't misconceive that with what we're talking about.
100%.
I don't know the word, never mind. But yeah, like there's different ways to look at things, but I always get curious and I always challenge things like, and for all of the people that said that, like the earth is not the earth, sorry, what is it? The thing is not the center of the universe. Like all of those people were, perspective. Thank you, William. Perspective. By perspective, yes. Everybody has a different perspective, but realize this, when you were growing up as a kid, you were brought into a certain world, right? And you were influenced growing up, whether you liked it or not. So that's what I started challenging things of the way I grew up, such as money doesn't grow on trees. You aren't special. Like there's nothing special about you, Alex, right? You're just like everybody else. Seeking balance. I'm looking at some of these, like seeking balance. We're told to seek balance. When has your life ever been balanced? Yeah. Tell me someone that's life is like perfect, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. It's perfect balance. There's no such thing as balance. Okay. So we're going to be getting into more of these wrong definitions, but all these things I started, like I was told when I was growing up, I started challenging, right? Because like, I knew that a lot of these things were completely wrong. Like they didn't even make any sense. And they had a counter intention with something else that I believed. So when a counter intention, it just goes like this. Like the world is flat, the world is round. Like, like what? That doesn't make any sense. Which one is it? Right?
And I'm going to tell you, like Alex here, you just mentioned all these different examples now. And I feel like many of you guys right now, there are certain quotes or sayings that is playing in your mind. And we're going to go ahead and address some of them. I'll give some examples in Arabic too.
Yes, please.
Because it's in different, like it's amazing how much wrong data and wrong definitions we have that is holding us back from what we need to do. Because when you have wrong definitions, guys, when you have these wrong definitions about something, it's literally limiting you.
Yes.
You tell yourself you can't because of that, or you justify to yourself thinking small or going after small results. So the first one, let's go by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first one is don't stand out. Be under the radar. Actually, the first and the second one, they go hand in hand. Don't stand up. Don't stand out. Be seen and not heard. Like be in your own bubble. Do not talk. Do not say anything. Go to work. Like go ahead, scan your ID in. Leave quietly. Do not create any problem. Be quiet. Be seen and not heard. Do not stand out, because if you stand out, you're gonna get attention. And when you get attention, people will hate on you. People will not like what you do or whatever it is. For example, this hits home with me, because I was that. Don't stand out. Do not let anyone see who you are. You should be always, because if someone sees you and you are a woman and maybe someone's gonna have an opinion about you, blah blah blah. But then I'm like, how is that bad? How people knowing me is bad? And again, they know me not because they know me. They know me for helping them. They know me that I actually change their lives. I help them find their purpose. I help them monetize of their purpose, guiding them, coaching them, mentoring them, helping them to next their life. This is what I want people to know me for. I want to stand out. Actually, I was watching a movie back in 2004. I forgot the name. There is a quote that said, why are you, what was it? Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you're born to stand out? Why are you trying so hard to be like everybody else when you are actually born to stand out, to be seen, to exist, to create an impact, to help people, for your name to matter by the end of your life, for you to actually create a legacy that people can actually understand. So when someone tells you don't stand out, they're trying to go ahead and dim your light. And by the way, nobody can dim your light unless you allow them to. No one can. No one can dim your light unless you allow them to.
100%. And we're told to just conform, right? Just keep on listening to what other people are like, what the superiors are saying, or what we are told, right? Just conform, or else. Actually, I'm just gonna make a rule right now. Otherwise, you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden that becomes something, right?
Right.
Like they intertwined it because probably people weren't listening, and they say, if you don't do this, you're going to hell.
Right.
Right. And like, I feel like humans touched a lot of these things, right? And humans are not perfect.
Right.
And when humans touch things, they become imperfect, meaning that there's faults in those things. Mm-hmm. So I started questioning things. I'm like, some of this stuff doesn't add up. Be seen, not heard. Don't stand out. But you're also told to go to college where you don't know anybody. Are you just supposed to not stand out, be seen, not heard in college? Because that's false. That's contradicting data now, right? Or like when you go get a new job and you have to go greet customers, be seen but not heard. What if I just stood here and didn't talk? Right? Not standing out. Like, what would you guys want to approach me if I'm not having like a really good attitude and truly standing out? Like being like very happy, like really excited.
Yeah.
I was going to the airport on my way to North Dakota when I was just leaving Fort Lauderdale last weekend to see my family in a wedding and some business. And on my way there, the security guard kept on looking at me, and I'm like, why she keep on looking at me? You know?
I don't know the story.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
I didn't
and
know
she's
this.
like, you're a really happy person.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I am. Thank you. And actually, it's pretty rare, isn't it? And she's like, yeah, it is. And then I went on with my thing. But I'm like, wow, she literally doesn't see very many happy people in her life. Right? Like, she is at the airport around a whole bunch of like people that aren't as happy as they could be. And she was just so surprised to see me smiling while I'm going through security. Most people don't like going through security, right? Yeah. So it's probably rare. And I went through security really happy, smiling, and she pointed it out. And that's because I was being seen and heard. Like I was being seen, like, and she heard my message by me just smiling, right? And I was standing out. Don't stand out. Be seen, not heard. Fly under the radar, right?
Right.
And when you do that, guess what kind of results you get? The average kind of results. The ones where you don't know how to talk to people. No wonder you don't know how to go up to people cold, because you were told to be seen, not heard. No wonder you don't know how to start a conversation with someone. How frustrating is when you go to an event, or you go to another conference, or you go to meet maybe a girl or a guy that you're going to just go start talking to, and you don't even know how to start the conversation. That's so frustrating. You have no confidence. Why do you think that is? Because you were never told to be seen and heard. You were never told to have a great attitude when you walk up to someone. You were never told to go up to someone and start the conversation. You were never told that. You were told all these other false sayings that don't even make any sense.
Right.
Right? Because you want to know why you were told that? Because something happened to your parents. Something happened to the people that told you these sayings. Based off of fear, they are now telling you the same thing. They don't want something to happen to you. They want you to fly under the radar so you're safe. But guess what happens? Depression sets in. You get frustrated. You don't have any confidence. And then your parents wonder why you're depressed.
Wow.
Right? And you're like,
wow.
It's this trap. And I'm really grateful to be a part of Grant's. Me and Miriam are partnered with Grant Cardone. I'm really happy about this because we get to learn from Grant and Elena and the way they treat their kids. And they don't tell their kids these things. They tell their kids to go meet strangers, right? And not like they don't tell them to go into a black alley where it's like really dangerous and go meet strangers. No, they're like, go meet strangers, and they put themselves in good environments. So if you take it out of context, obviously you're not, it's gonna go the wrong way, but they tell them to go meet strangers. And that's the point. So be seen, be heard, stand out.
Stand out.
That's what we believe. And that's what we believe you should do. Now, at this point, you can choose which one you want to do based off of what we have told you. Because that's whatever is true for you is true for you. But if you decide to keep on doing this, just know that you're going to have contradicting data.
100%. I love that. I believe that you should go to the next one. I feel
Sure.
like you're going to explain it better than me.
Yeah, sure.
One of the limiting beliefs.
Yes. So this one, I want to ask you all as well. Also comes from something experienced in the past of why someone would say this, and it is don't ask me again. How many of you were in the checkout line, and you're looking at the chocolate candies that the stores intentionally put right on the checkout aisles, right? The Reese's peanut butter cups, the M&Ms.
Yeah, your favorite.
I don't know what's your guys' favorite chocolate. Put in the chats what your guys' favorite.
My Ferrero.
Yeah, yours is Ferrero for sure. Mine's Reese's.
Yeah.
I love Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes, of course you do.
It's my soft spot.
Yeah.
Don't ask me again. You want to know why? Because kids were born with persistence. Okay? Like they were born with persistence. And when you say, don't ask me again, don't ask me again, you want to know why people are so bad at sales? Because they were not brainwashed, but trained to stop asking. They were programmed. When you were young, you were told to stop asking. Don't ask me again. If you ask, I'm gonna ground you. You're gonna be punished for asking again, right? And my parents said this, and if I went to figure this out, I would have said it to my kids too, by the way. But now I know, now I know, to kind of encourage them to keep on asking, because it's actually a beautiful gift that they were born with.
Yeah.
Every kid, like most kids anyways. And maybe some of you kids out there got so ornery that you ended up getting your way. You started screaming, you started throwing things, you started getting really mad, and you ended up getting your way because the parents were like, whoa, I don't want to deal with this.
Yes.
This is a lot to confront.
This is actually remind me of something now. Like
Sure.
Sometimes when we go to seminars or we go to events, I'm having a good cognition right now.
Okay.
When I was in school and in college, I would see that when the teacher or the professor or the lecturer or whoever we go see, they would actually have a question. Like they would say any questions, and I would see most people don't raise their hands. Most people have no questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would have a question, someone else would have a question, and sometimes they are seen as, that they.
Like a stupid question or something?
No, sometimes the people who raise their hand and ask question, like, oh my gosh, they're gonna we're going to get over the break now. It's going to be over break time. Oh my goodness, where are we going to be? You know, so that we don't like people who ask questions. I mean, I didn't like them, but then I became one of them just because I know I have the right to go ahead and ask the right questions, you know? So my belief in that, like, how are you supposed to know answers to your life without asking questions? How? It's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. No, you're right on that. Like you should be asking questions. And I don't know how many of you were told, don't ask me again. It's just like based, if you understand, there's nothing wrong with the parents or anything, just so you know, like we're not saying that. There's nothing wrong with parents in general. Like it's something that they do to avoid the screaming, avoid the kid, because the kids aren't supposed to have chocolate. It's bad for them, right? They have a reason why they're saying it. It's just that they're training the kids to not ask and ask again. So what I do now, I'm going to tell you guys all a trick. Whenever I'm in a sales process, because I know what we are, exchanging with someone is very valuable to them, and it's going to completely change their life. So I will act like a little kid and ask again. I'll keep on asking. I'll ask one more time. I'm going to ask again, because I know our services and what Mariam and I provide are completely going to change their life. Yes. It's going to get them results, and it's going to give them confidence, because once they have this technology that we have that they can use, they can actually apply like what we're talking about and all the things we teach in their life to really make big changes, right? And that's why we're partnered with 10X, because 10X is doing 10 times more than you think you need to do, and it's getting 10 times the results that you ever imagined you could, right? So anything you're thinking, it's getting 10X. My point here is you ask again. You ask again.
And again.
And again, you ask one more time, but it's always one more time. You always ask one more time. You never stop asking one more time, just like a kid would. You think because the parent told them that they can't have any candy this time, do you think they're never going to ask again? No. They're going to ask next time. They're going to try again. They're going to ask one more time.
Right.
Because sometimes the parent does give in, right? Like sometimes the parent does give in and allows the kid to have the candy. I know it happened to me, right? Sometimes my mom and dad, I love my mom and dad, by the way. They're amazing parents. They're one of the best parents I've ever had. They are the best parents. And I'm really grateful for the childhood they gave me. But they were told certain things by their parents, which gets passed down by generation to generation, saving the money from the Great Depression, right? That's the Great Depression mentality. And you just have to understand that not everything was true. That's it. No hard feelings, no that they're terrible or nothing like that. It's just that some things are not actually true, at least for me, right? I know that I have to be persistent, because people don't get what they want in life. People get what they persist in life.
I love that.
Right?
I love that.
Like if you're having resistance, make sure you have more persistence.
I love that.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If you have resistance,
that's from Grant. If you have a lot of resistance, make sure you have more persistence.
Let's go. I love that. And here is the thing. It is that makes people understand this in a much different light. So guys, this is a Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Dubai time. That's 12 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And this is the content that we are teaching you. Like these bullet points are from the 10X Super Life. If you want to join us for our exclusive coaching for the next month, we would love for you to go to clearandconquer.com/deal. That's clearandconquer.com/deal, and join us for a whole month where we go ahead and break these limiting wrong definitions.
Yeah, and technically the offer has ended, but we're going to give it to all you guys in the next couple hours here. If you guys take advantage of it, it's ridiculous. Okay. clearandconquer.com/deal. It's an entire 30 days with us. Okay. Of accountability and mentorship, and 8 mentorship calls. Okay. 8 of them. Normally we have 4 of them, but for this, we wanted to give you guys 8 because we really want to give you a ton of information that is guaranteed to change your life. As long as you do one thing for us, you apply what you learned. Okay.
100%.
And we really wanted to do this again because we wanted to give you guys something approaching the end of the year, because a lot of people are going to be going into the holiday mentality and going to be easing off, right? They're going to kind of be relaxing and pulling back.
Right.
That is your opportunity to push and go all in. And like I seen Jeff said, persistence is this month's focus. It should be. And going all in, going 10X, right? and take 10 times the action. Don't just talk about it. Start taking action, right? Just wanted to say that. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So guys, again, there is Allah says there's like 15 points of these. We are already on number 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna go as far as we can with these, but again, you notice how we take something and we just flip it the other way. Like, you can definitely stand out. You need to be seen and heard. Okay, you can always ask and ask again. And the next one I would love to share is someone maybe told you as a wrong definition of something that you are not special. You know, they told you like you are like everybody else. How many of you guys were told like this? Oh, go to college. Go to school. After that, you're gonna go to high school. After that, you're gonna go to college. You're gonna get a degree. You're gonna find a job, and then you're gonna go ahead and find a partner, get married, have children, and then work until retirement, and then that's it. Okay, sounds like a plan that everybody else is doing. But what if someone want to become special in something? They want to go ahead and create a legacy. Oh, you're not special. Who told you are? Oh my gosh, easy in Arabic.
Yeah.
خفي علينا. Easy, Maryam. Take it easy, Maryam. What are you talking about? Why do you want to be special? Why? You know, why do you want to be so tired? حق التعب كله. Why do you want to why you want to give yourself a hard time? Why do you want to do all this to yourself? You know, easy in yourself. Easy, Maryam. This is, why do you want to make all this money? Oh, and by the way, who's going to pay attention to you? You're not special. And again, you believed it. Someone told you that for a very long time, and you actually believed that. You believe that you are not special. You believe that you cannot do more and be part of something bigger. When in fact, you know you are. There's something deep inside that tells you that you are meant for greatness. You are meant to do something big, you know? And again, that's why sometimes it is important to leave the environment. Sometimes we have to leave an environment that we are comfortable with to do something that we are supposed to be doing with our life. Maybe it's time to change your environment and change your friends. You know, your friends from 15 years ago, if they don't really help you, they don't have to be in your life anymore. Why are you holding on to the past that is not helping you advance? Why are you not going ahead and doing something bigger with your life that can definitely have a huge impact on who you are? You are special. Again, you need to see it for yourself. Even if other people, again, as we mentioned earlier, if someone tries to dim your light, you are the one who's allowing them to dim your light. Alex and I were reflecting about our life yesterday, and I was sharing with him certain stories about my childhood and everything. I'm like, wow, certain things that happened to me were not supposed to happen. But when they did happen, they didn't even dim my light because my soul is much bigger, you know? And this is why God give God give the biggest battles to the biggest souls. If your soul is so big, your battle is so huge.
Yeah.
God is preparing something big for you. So here's the thing. Are you willing to say that I am really special? I am special. It's not arrogance. I'm not arrogant with this. I know because I'm special, I have my own gifts, passion, values. This is we talk about it in purpose. I can't change someone else's life. Alex can't change someone else's life. William, Wi-Fi, who always power our program every single Tuesday through his company, Power Circle. He's special. His daughter is special. His wife is special. And they know there's nothing wrong. It's actually confidence. It's self-esteem, guys. It's self-esteem. You know, what are you without your own self? What is self-esteem? It means self-respect. Esteem is respect. You know, so when I'm saying I'm special, I'm not having a big head of some kind. This is not the idea, but I have so much confidence in myself that I have something to offer someone that can change their life.
100%. And Maryam described that perfectly. Like, I wasn't really never told that I wasn't special, but I was told that I'm lesser than people and I couldn't do it. You know, I think most people on this planet were told these things, and just know it's based off of someone else's reality and has nothing to do with you. It's their issue. Okay. Like, whenever someone like puts you down or like slashes you or anything like that, just know it's based off of their own reality. It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Nothing. Like, it's just their own ideas. So the next one I touched on earlier, it's seeking balance. How many of you were told this it's a balance? Seek balance. What's the other sayings? I can't remember the other sayings. Like that's a balance game or
Work and life balance.
yeah, the work life. That's the thing I was looking for.
That's
The work
a
life
lie.
balance.
That's a lie. My goodness.
It's a complete lie.
Yeah.
It's made up by people that think that they're looking for perfection. When is there ever going to be like a perfect 20%, 10% here, 70% here, or whatever balance that you're trying to find? It's never going to be a perfect percentage or anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. So never listen to the work-life balance thing anymore. Okay? Just stop listening to that and just go instead all in on all areas. Why not give it your 100%, like your all your effort and energy in all areas when you're present with that person, or you're present with that client, or you're present at work, right? Or if you have kids, you're present with your kids, you're present with your spouse, right? When you're actually with your spouse, be with your spouse. Don't try to balance work in there too. You're not going to be present, right?
100%.
So this work-life balance thing is completely made up, and I think it's ridiculous, okay? And maybe some of you are trying to do that right now, but I'm telling you that there's no such thing as perfection. Okay, that's all I'm telling you. Because when I tried to be perfect, I tried to have the perfect energy to make the phone call, right? I needed to have like my full A game energy. Like maybe I didn't feel very good waking up in the morning, and I didn't do anything that day because I didn't feel very good. You have to have the attitude of doing it anyways, because if you're trying to wait for this perfect situation, the balance, it's never going to happen. I'm here to tell you it's not going to happen. And I do not apologize
Nope.
because this is something that you need to know.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't like it, but you need to hear this.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as the balance. I promise you that.
And again, I would like to quote, we were at the 10X Inner Circle call with Grant the other day for mentorship. And he said, perfection is a fancy word for procrastination. You're procrastinating or waiting for things to be perfect. I'm looking for balance. You're looking for excuses. That's what you do, you know? And that's what makes someone, here's the thing, guys, look at this. We are approaching the end of this year, you know? We're approaching the end of 2022. And you see two groups of people who advanced this year and people who were held back. Although everybody has pretty much problems and challenges and whatever, but there are certain people who made it happen because they wanted it so bad. They persisted. They wanted it so bad. You know, they didn't want balance. They wanted advancement. They wanted prosperity. They wanted to flourish. That's why they are advancing. You know, when you are not advancing, do not go ahead and look at someone and say, oh my gosh, that was a coincidence. That was a coincidence. There is no way they have done all this. I'm going to tell you 2022 is the year Alex and I were going to be, it's a year in the books. We had every single excuse you could come up with for us to succumb.
Mm-hmm.
Or succumb?
Yes, succumb.
Yeah.
Flip over.
Yes, exactly.
Quit,
yes. To quit. I like
Yeah.
that. So it's like, I don't like quit, but you know, I like
Right.
what you're going with that. Yeah. We had every we could have a quit, but we couldn't. Our souls, our purpose, so massive. We couldn't quit. We're not looking for balance here. We're looking for advancement. That's what we do. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, 100%. No, and balance is again, it's completely made up in my opinion. It's just based off of someone else's opinion that's looking for perfection. That's all it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is it's a journey, not the destination. A lot of you are thinking that it's about the journey. It's about the journey. It's about the journey. But what happens when you have that mentality is when you're thinking like it's about the journey and then something bad happens, you blame it on the government. You blame it on your environment. You blame it on the economy, the interest rates, all of those things. When in reality, it's about having the right preparation so it can be about pushing through to get to the destination. Like Merriman and myself, we're always forward thinkers. We're not stuck in the past. Or we're not stuck in the present moment either. Our present moment does not dictate our future. It has nothing to do with it, right? Like what we do and what actions we take has something to do with it. But what those little things, those little problems that happen, those little things, they don't have anything to do with our future. So we don't allow it to consume us, right? And a lot of you think that, you know, it's not about the destination. Well, a lot of us were told that. It's completely made up as well. So you can choose to make it about the journey and not the destination. But I don't know, when I go to a destination, I'm pretty excited. right? Like when I go to on a trip or somewhere that I'm going to a destination or even a client meeting, that's a destination. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not, it's just about the journey. I'm just going to kind of see how this meeting goes and see how the journey goes.
Wing it.
Right. Wing it, that's winging it. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of just seeing how it goes. We'll see how the meeting goes. We'll see how Clear and Conquer Live goes. We don't need to prep or anything like that. My goodness. Right.
100%.
Yeah.
And again, like this is beautifully said here. Like it is about the destination. Like imagine you're working hard every single day. You're living your purpose every single day. You're putting your life and your passion into this, and you're working every single day, and you don't care about the end results. It's a flip. We need to flip that kind of mindset. A lot of things that we are going through right now is because of our minds and what we need to go ahead and do.
Yeah.
Okay. We move to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. The next one is, sorry guys, I need my glasses today.
Glasses.
Yeah. Okay. I think I need to change my lenses.
You need me to do it?
Which one was it?
Be satisfied with what you have.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Thank you for that. You're my eyes, literally.
I can be your eyes.
Well, actually, it's in Arabic. We say you're my eyes. It's a way of flirting.
Oh my gosh.
I give you my eyes. I give you my.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. It's
right.
like
give me your eyes.
10x flirtation.
Okay.
Okay. So be satisfied with what you had. So you were told, in Arabic, we had something. Don't look up, look down. Don't look at what other people have, look down. Look down. You are better than so many people. Don't look up. Don't even look up. Those who look up, they have their neck broken. This is what we were told. And and it was said that be satisfied. You have a job. But before I advance with my purpose, my dad would call me and he would be like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm at the tower." And he would be like, "Which one?" I used to live in a tower, and I used to work in a tower. I was living at the JW Marriott Marquis in Dubai. It was at the 68th floor. Beautiful views of Burj Khalifa. And then my office was at the Emirates Towers in Dubai, right? At the 41st floor, right? Beautiful, right? And I'm like, and I was there, I was making money. I had my business, I was running with it. I was running events and I was doing all this, and I had jewelry, bags, cars, everything. I still have them, but there was something missing there. And people were telling me, "Oh, Maryam, why are you working so hard? Why are you working during the weekend? Come on, Maryam, chill, right?" I cannot be satisfied with what I have. When I have a purpose so massive, so big, I have to reach out to more people. If you want to advance in your life, do something other people refuse to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do something that other people refuse to do. Being satisfied with what you had. Okay, great. By the way, be grateful. Be grateful every single day. I live this balcony and I thank God for this new day He gave me, because there are three groups of people who woke up this morning. 3 groups of people. Group number 1. This is the group that didn't wake up today. The second group is the group that woke up but without purpose. So they're going to their jobs or to their days with like zombies. There is no purpose, no direction. And the third group of people, which is the group that went ahead and woke up knowing that we are here for a reason. God is not done with me yet. I am here to have an impact on this world, right? So I'm grateful for the day. I'm grateful for the blessing. I'm grateful for the house, for the views, for Miami, for my husband, for my friends, for the cup of coffee I'm drinking, for the books and papers and laptop and electricity. I'm grateful, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Because my soul urges and wants to do more. I want to do more. I want to be more. I want to be in service of more. I want to help more. So never be satisfied. Satisfaction will not get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Satisfaction will not get you anywhere. Yeah.
Like William said, gratefully unsatisfied.
Let's go, brother. Yeah.
And I know William is always dissatisfied. Right? Like he wants to get his family to the next level. He wants to get himself to the next level. He wants to help other people. There's a reason why he's doing this show for us. Like he has a dissatisfaction, right? He wants growth, opportunity, right? Like if you are satisfied, I promise you, that is called comfort. And where comfort gets you is absolute what's it? The destruction.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're comfortable until you're not. A great example is right now, interest rates. How comfortable are you right now?
Right.
The recession, your retirement account is down 30%. Right? Maybe you had $1 million, now you just lost 300 grand, right? Because you were satisfied. You stopped hustling, right? You stopped the prospering. And when you become comfortable, that is exactly when you get absolutely obliterated. I'm having trouble with my words today, apparently.
You're good. You've been talking. But you've been again on the note of the side. Alex has been coaching people this morning, so you're good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, thank you. So anyways, like when you're comfortable, a whole bunch of people were comfortable right before COVID too. Now, like millions and millions and millions of people 2 years later are still depressed from that. They were comfortable probably before that, right? Or they were told they were grateful for what they had, right? I promise you that's a trap, right? And it's just telling you that it's good enough. And good enough is never good enough, because like that's where fear comes in, right? It's just a big giant trap. You know, it's just like you fall into this, like, be grateful and for what you have. You know, we're better off than most of the world population. A lot of people don't have food. Okay. And then you start thinking about that and you get comfortable because you're like, I'm good, until you're not.
Yeah.
Right. Until you lose your job.
Yeah.
Because you weren't pushing that hard. You were comfortable in your job. You weren't actually helping the company grow. Right. So they fired you and you're like, why did I get fired? Yeah, it's because you weren't adding enough value in the company. If you were so valuable in the company, as long as the company didn't go bankrupt, they would have kept you.
100%.
If you were so valuable, you were adding so much revenue for the company, don't you think they would keep you? Yeah. But you didn't have that mindset. You were comfortable, you were satisfied, and you were grateful for your job. You were grateful for it, right? You were, but then you lost it.
Yeah. Actually, now that you say this, by the way, guys, I'll tell you something here. This is something I found the hard way. It was a cognition, also realization a few years ago. When you are given more than other people, whatever it is, comfort, a certain place, money, power, when you are given something, your responsibility is higher. When you are given something, when you are given more money, when you are given more power, when you are given a certain specific talent, when you have certain specific, like, more freedom, your responsibility is higher. Do not mix it with not being a very strong responsibility. So yes, be grateful, never be satisfied, and know that your responsibility is very high. The more you have, more privileges than other people. So instead of you comparing yourself with people who don't have, what can you do for the people who don't have? Instead of saying, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm going to stay comfortable here, say, how can I help people? Alex, one of his missions is to help 1 billion kids with education.
Yes.
Instead of saying, oh, Alex, say, oh my gosh, I'm good, I have a training center here, I'm really good, we're helping people who will come to us, they will not go to them. He could say that, but again, he knows that he's given all this knowledge, all this expertise, he's giving all these gifts and passions for him to go ahead and do something with it, not sit comfortably thinking, what should I do with that?
Exactly. And that brings us to the next point. What Miriam just said, I was just thinking about the 1 billion kids with education, just so you know. Successful people are unhappy. This is such a false data. It's not even funny. And this actually at one point stopped me from actually creating a business, because I'm like,
same.
Well, right? Like, I'm like, if I'm just going to have a business and I'm not happy, that doesn't sound very fun. You know, I'm like, why would I do that? Like, if I'm just going to be unhappy my whole life. But what I did is I stopped having happiness as my target, because it's such a low target to have. You have so much more in you than just achieving happiness. And by the way, if you only achieve happiness, wouldn't you miss out on all of the other great things in life? Like bliss, like even sometimes something bad that happened in your past actually is one of your biggest blessings. What if it was only happiness? It'd be weird if everybody was just like only going for happiness and only happy. Like, all these other things that we get to experience are amazing things as well. What about like when you were really scared, right? Like, and then you noticed that it wasn't even something to be scared of. You overcame that. That was like overcoming adversity. That's not happiness necessarily, right? It was overcoming something, and it was like this enthusiasm, right? It's something else. There's other things than just happiness. That's my point here. If you're only going for happiness, you are going to spend an entire lifetime not being happy. You're going to get the way opposite effect, I promise you. Because when I was only going for happiness, I was the most miserable person on this planet. And I was depressed. The exact opposite happened when I was only going for happiness. I only wanted to have a happiness in a relationship, right? Not challenges and grit and like clawing at the next thing. Like, I'm not telling you that any of this is easy, right? But on the other side of the most hard challenges, the most fearful things is bliss, which is even higher than happiness, in my opinion. So I stopped going for happiness. There's even something that Alex Hormozi says that says F happiness, because there's just more than happiness. I promise you that. If you're only going for that, it's another trap. All these are traps. All these were lies that we were told, in my opinion. And you can take whatever you want from this, by the way. You can take your own thing. Take what you need. But in my opinion, they're flat out lies. Like, I was lied to about successful people are unhappy. Like, when I saw Grant on the yacht for 2 weeks, he looked pretty freaking happy to me.
Right.
I'm like, he looked pretty happy. And even when he's like working all of the time, he even says that's when he's the most happiness. In fact, I would actually argue he's more happy working than being on that yacht.
Yes, 100%. It's work, guys. Work. Like, working is a gift. Working for the things that you love doing is a.
That's a really good point.
It's a gift, you know. Like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like, this is what we do. We literally, in Clear and Conquer, we help you make money out of something you love. You don't have to go to a job from 9 to 5 hating your job or not knowing the strategy, guys. Sometimes when we don't accomplish something, it's because we are lacking certain kind of knowledge, and there is nothing wrong asking someone for knowledge. You know, there is nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you're not qualified or anything. It's just you don't know certain information, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And this is what we do with the Clear and Conquer. That's why I want you guys to go ahead and join us in our 10x accountability group. This is, again, we're using the 10x Super Life content by Uncle G, and we're also using the 10x Money Principles from Grant Cardone. So it's going to be a full on. You're going to get the recording. We had the approval from Cardone Enterprises, so we can actually share with you the recording only for the people who are actually joining us for the event, okay, for the whole month, excuse me. So we are here, guys, to help people who want to help themselves. And I'm going to tell you, we are happy to work during weekends. It's not like, oh my gosh, oh, Alex, I'm going to help you. God, help me. Oh, another group is coming to help me find my purpose. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. Oh my goodness, they're going to come and I don't talk
It's
like
okay,
that.
Miriam. It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to do it this week. Let's cancel on them. We don't say that. Like, I'm going to help people. You know, it's different just because you know you're going to change someone else's life.
Have you found that you're actually more happier now that you're working harder and working more hours and doing more?
Yeah, and I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, you're living your purpose too.
And I'm living my purpose too. I used to be an accountant. I would work from 9 until 10, maybe in the evening. From 9 a.m. until 10, I was an accountant, you know, for banking, which is fun. I'm grateful for that experience, but it's not me. I'm not an accountant. I'm not supposed to be sitting behind Excel sheets. That's not me. Right? But again, sometimes we settle for our reality rather than going for our full potential, you know, caused by Uncle G as well. So I think we should do one more.
Yeah, we'll do one more. And just again, if you guys have a notepad in front of you, I hope you guys are taking lots of notes because you need to just challenge these things. I'm not telling you to change your belief system. I'm not here to sell you anything like the Helmer Hormozi always says. I'm here to tell you that there are things you need to be confronting in your life, that there is false data out there. Because if you're so arrogant and ignorant, thinking that you know everything and that everything's like the perfect belief system already, then that's like you're going to live a lifetime of getting hit in the face over and over and over again and not knowing why.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next one is
you choose. We
have
a list, guys. Let me see. Let me choose. Which one do you think?
You can't.
Which one? This one?
You can't have it all.
I love this one. Oh gosh, you cannot have it on. Oh, this is gonna be like hitting some. God first.
God first.
Wow. So this is the last one I'm going to share with you guys is you cannot have it all. Someone told you, oh, if you have a successful marriage, you're going to be having problems with your health. If you have a great health, you're going to have problems with your business. If you have a great business, you're not going to be looking after your children. They told you cannot have it all. How about you have a successful business, you have a successful marriage, you have a successful environment, you have amazing friends, you have a great health, you're going to places, you're living wherever you need to live, and you change people's life, and you do everything that you want. You can have it all. Someone told you can't have it all because, again, that is based on their reality. But sometimes, here's the thing, if you are watching the live right now, or you're watching the archive, or whatever you're watching this, you know deep inside there is a reason you're watching Mariam and Anas, because you're like, these represent something I want to have. And we're here to help, by the way. We're here to help people who want to get help. But again, we're telling you there, you can have it all. I thought they were telling me, oh, Mariam, you are so, like, what was it? Oh my goodness, when I reached like 27, oh my God, Mariam, congratulations on all your success and your job. You have a successful job. You're beautiful, but you know, it's very late for you to get married now. And even if you're going to get married, you're going to be a second wife to someone, or you're going to be marrying someone who's divorced, and you're going to look after. So they're telling me their scenarios. And I'm like, I don't see myself like that. And I don't have, and my age doesn't determine anything. I was told that my age is a factor from how successful I will be, right? But then the idea was be grateful. I can have it all. I had Alex.
Yeah.
Like many people, like, oh my gosh, like, so a lady, she actually sent me a message one time. She's like, oh my God, Mariam, you are lucky. You have married the guy that you wanted. You are in the place you want to live in. You're living in Miami. You studied abroad, blah blah blah. She's like, I envy you. You are so lucky. You have such a great luck. I'm like, this is not luck. This is hard work, and this is because of I want, and I know I deserve everything I have because I work for it. So you can have it all.
Yeah, 100%, Mariam, 100%. And I want to ask some of you, how many of you as a kid believed that you could have it all? Put yes in the chat. Put yes wherever you're at. Write it down on your paper. Yes, I believed at one point that I could have it all. Because as a kid, as a 10-year-old kid, I believed that I could have it all. Like, I was very certain at that point that I was going to have a successful marriage, that I was going to have the Ferrari, is what I wanted. I was going to own the Caesar's Palace. I was going to have all of these amazing things. I believed all of it, right? And you want to know what happened? I was told by people that were quitters, that quit on this, that I couldn't.
Preach.
And I started making the mistake of believing that. Okay? I was listening to quitters. Guys, I was listening to quitters, people that quit on their own dreams a long time ago and have submitted to the average life. They gave their dreams up for the average life.
Yes.
Because they started believing that they couldn't have it all. And that's who I started listening to. I wasn't listening to myself anymore at that point, obviously.
Yes.
I wasn't listening to God at that point, obviously, because God does want us to have massive amounts of everything in our life. He wants us to have it all. You think that he wants us to be like the devil wants and to have all of these problems, all of these setbacks? You think that he wants all of that? I personally don't think so. Okay? The only reason why you think that you can't have it all is because you listen to someone that quit and is a quitter. Okay, and maybe you're the quitter. Okay, at one point I was the quitter. I quit on all that. And you want to know what I started doing? I started drinking. I started getting really depressed. I was drinking every single day. I was going out on Mondays, getting slammed, hammered. I was doing different drugs. I tried committing suicide at 19. I tried committing suicide at age 21. I was a freaking wreck. Okay. And that's not because I didn't have dreams earlier on. It's because I lost sight of that. I lost the sight of me having a purpose. And you want to know what like really lit me back up again is Grant. Like he had all of those same problems, a lot of these crazy things happening in his life. And somehow he still got to where he is. I thought, this is the logic I was using. I'm like, if he burnt all of his brain cells because he did drugs for 10 years, like hard drugs. Okay. 10 years straight. Like that was worse than me. So I'm like, man, if he can like burn all of those brain cells and still be where he's at, why couldn't I? And then I started dreaming again. I started writing my goals down again. I started getting really excited. And then a couple years later, I found my purpose with Miriam, right? I found out that I did actually have a purpose. But when I was in those moments, when I was in those dark times, I didn't think that I had a purpose.
Yes.
I was thinking that I couldn't have it all. I was thinking I was a worthless pile of crap. That's what I would call myself, except worse than that, actually. You know, I would call myself worthless, a waste of life, wanting to not be on this planet every single day, right? Like I wanted to not be here. I didn't want to be here because I didn't see that I could have it all. Like I never saw that.
And then
at that time.
And you came far. And by the way, he went to a wedding in North Dakota and he didn't drink. Everybody was drinking.
Yeah.
He was not drinking. And again, that shows that, you know.
Which in the past I could not do. My goodness.
I understand.
If they asked me, I'd be like, no, I'm not drinking. No, I'm not drinking. And the next thing you know, I have a drink in my hand.
Right.
Every time.
But you have it all now. You have everything that you needed and more and more. Yeah. And we're going to more places. So that's what we stand for, guys. This is what we do. We're figuring things out, and as we figure things out, we make our lives better, and we make the lives of people who are in contact with us, whether they are clients, family, friends, the barista at the coffee shop, anyone who we cross their life, we want to make it better somehow. Even when we help someone understand that they can find their purpose, have it all, and go after what they deserve. And again, before we end, guys, you have an opportunity to join us. We're starting tomorrow for our 10x Super Life content. This is literally half a slide.
I think there's how many slides, like 100 or something?
Yeah, 100, exactly 100 slides. So,
exactly 100, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So this is what we're going to be using for the next 8 weeks. Sorry, the next 4 weeks, 2 sessions a week. And I'm going to tell you, going to help you 10x your life because we figured it out. Yes, we took the content from Grant, and Grant Cardone says this. Yes, take the content, deliver it the way that applies to you, like how it applies to us, like have it all. You have a story, I have a story, you have a story, but then how you can go ahead and make this whole thing a story that everybody will be proud of and a legacy that everybody else will be looking up to.
Yeah, and that's clearandconquer.com/deal.
Let's
by the
go.
way, clearandconquer.com/deal. And by the way, it might look like we have it all or something like that. We believe that we deserve to have it all, but we don't believe we have it all because, like we said earlier, we're not satisfied.
Nope.
We're grateful, but we're not satisfied with what we currently have. We know there's a next level. And that's how you should always be thinking. Like maybe you're at a certain level and you're like, this is cool, this is great, I have some freedom. But there's another level that's even better.
100%.
And that's what I know. Like I'm like, there's another level where I can help even more people. If I get to 10 times the amount of our business, that means I help 10 times more people.
Let's go.
That's amazing.
Let's go.
Okay, so be great, everybody. It's clearandconquer.com/deal. And we go live here on Clear and Conquer Live every single Tuesday at noon Eastern and 8 p.m. UAE time. Okay, so join us, put it in your calendar. Join us every single week because we come and give you some amazing information that you can always enjoy.
Crush it, guys. Go after it.
Be great, everybody.
Bye.